Oh my God, interest rates are over 7%. How does that affect me? Should I buy? Should I sell? Should I sit on the fence? What should I do? I'm gonna answer all those questions right now. My name is Brian Teyssier, and this is Road to Close Quick Hacks. Okay, so I get asked a lot, is the market cooling? Is it gonna crash? Absolutely not. So the market is definitely not gonna crash. Why? Because it would have already crashed by now. Too often, this question comes up in the media. To young kids, they weren't even paying attention till the last time it crashed. That was 2006, 7, and 8. The reason why the market crashed back then was mortgage fraud. Trust me when I tell you, the government and banks have put so many rules, too many rules into place that that'll never happen again. Okay, so is the market cooling? It has cooled just a tick. I mean, just a smidge. I just had a buyer, we put an offer and there were 5 other offers, right? But it's not like it was in what we're gonna call the unicorn years. That was the years of COVID where 40 offers, 100 grand over ask. I mean, it's a unicorn year. So could we have a unicorn year again? I'm gonna touch on that in a little bit on my thoughts, but a unicorn year is something that rarely ever happens. So now interest rates have gone up, and I mean, the pundits, Barbara Corcoran was just on Good Morning America, Mr. Yun, who is the Chief Financial Officer of NAR, National Association of Realtors, they are all saying that we don't know why people are still buying. That's right, I'm gonna pause that, because as realtors and economists and everything, pundits, experts, we're supposed to always have the answer, right? Just gonna be quite honest with you, we don't know why people are still buying houses. Inventory is still low. As a matter of fact, Mr. Yun had a stat the other day across the nation. We only have a 3-month supply of housing. To be considered a balanced market, you have to have a 6-month supply. So we are in half. So what does that mean? Yes, people are still buying the 7% interest rate, but I'm telling you, I have listings now that, we'll just say they shot for the stars, right? I have some lipstick on the pig cosmetic flips that, in the unicorn years would have sold like no problem. But the 7% interest rates have kind of weeded out those listings that might be overpriced or might not be that nice for where they are, what condition they are, etc. So it's kind of cleaned up the market a little bit. Now, when will the market balance? Never. This market's volatile. It's never gonna balance. I mean, everything impacts the real estate market. Wars in Ukraine, forest fires, hurricanes. I mean, it's the end of summer, right? We're starting fall and all this stuff is going on all at once. So that all impacts the real estate market. So it's never gonna be balanced. Let's talk about the question, should I buy? Listen, I don't care what the interest rate is. If you're set up on a search with Zillow, Realtor.com, your realtor, the MLS, you find the house you want, you can comfortably, I gotta make sure you understand that word, comfortably afford that payment at that interest rate, you should buy. Why? Because let's face it, the interest rates are proven to be the highest they've been in over 20 years, I think 23 years. There's rumor of them going up one more time. They wouldn't go up much, maybe 7.25, right? So eventually they're going to come down. So you could buy now at a little 7.164, 7.25, and you can feel pretty comfortable. They're not gonna go up to 8, 9, or 10. They're gonna come down, and then you can refinance. So I have what's called ghost buyers, and that is buyers sitting on the fence. So just one of my good friends just got his house under contract, said, I wanna buy something for half the price that I just sold this for. And I said, okay, let's go look. And he's like, I'm gonna wait for the interest rates to come down. So he's not gonna take the advice I just gave, which is buy now. There's low inventory now. What do you think is gonna happen when interest rates come down? When interest rates come down, depending on how fast they come down, we could have another unicorn market. That's right, 40 offers, 100,000 over ask. So if you are one of those ghost buyers sitting on the fence, you're gonna get crushed. So let's talk about why buy now versus why buy then. You're gonna overpay in the unicorn market by far. There's low inventory now, there's gonna be way less inventory when all those ghost buyers come off the market, because let me tell you, when interest rates come down, there's gonna be a flood of qualified buyers. There's not gonna be a flood of housing. This is why people are still buying in the 7% range. That's one of the reasons why is we didn't understand or predict that is inventory was still low. So there's people that have been trying to buy that couldn't. If you had 40 offers right on a house, you had 39 disappointed people, right? Probably went to the next house, another one of the 38 disappointed people, but they're still out there. So you can buy something you like if it's out there, right? You can always refinance later, but always, no matter what the market is, no matter what your interest rate is, always buy at a level where you're comfortable, right? It's got to fit your family budget. your income, your debt, the interest rate. Your interest rate is not the only thing that drives. So how do we know if the interest rates are done going up? So we're not gonna know, but the indicator is, and let's talk about the why. Why have interest rates gone up? Well, it is the one tool that the US government has to control inflation. And we predicted this whenever COVID was happening. Inflation is coming. The way to combat inflation without getting too much into economics, because I'm a realtor, not an economist, is you gotta raise the interest rates. So they have interest rates up around the 7% rate, and that has cooled off the inflation. A little over a year ago, inflation was around 9%. So with them increasing the interest rate, it has brought inflation down to around 3%. So not only are we heading the right direction, we're probably seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, at the end of inflation. And whenever the end of inflation comes, the interest rates will come back down. When the interest rate comes back down, I'm gonna say it again, we're gonna possibly hit that unicorn market where the real estate market just goes bananas. Okay, so question we hear a lot is, when are home prices going to come down? Are they gonna come down? No. Home prices are not gonna come down. Yes, there are some price reductions now on homes that are sitting on the market. And again, those are the homes that may have just, for whatever reason, not been attractive buyers. Maybe it was under contract, came out of contract, a buyer failed their financing. This is a deal killer a lot of times. So in the 7% interest rate market, those things are gonna kind of sit there. And we had this before the unicorn market too. But when the unicorn market came, all houses went. It didn't matter if they're under contract, not under contract. Now, when interest rates come down to 5%, oh my God, can you even imagine? 2.5% roughly where we're at now. Like I told you, everybody's gonna come off the fences. It is gonna be a unicorn slamming market. If housing prices weren't coming down before that, home prices are gonna go up. We're predicting as much as 10 to 15% increase in value. All right, two more questions we get is, one, as first-time home buyers, what can I do to get into the market? Well, condos and townhouses are usually favorites for first-time home buyers. I've had a couple buyers that are trying to buy multi-units, live in one side, rent out the other. That's also good as well. You probably pay a lot for the multi-unit because investors out there like to scoop up the good deals. I mean, I've said this pre-COVID, as a matter of fact. If you're not finding what you want, first-time home buyers or just home buyers in general, you've got to adjust your sites. You've got to adjust your criteria. Instead of having your wants list, get rid of the wants list, man. Just have the needs list. Listen, you can't keep sitting on the sideline. You gotta get on the market. So if you buy cheaper townhouse to start or cheaper condo to start, maybe a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom, in a couple years as the market shifts in your favor, you now have equity, you can move up to a 2 or 3-bedroom unit, or 3 and 4-bedroom unit. Or you meet somebody and you have dual incomes and you buy a house, but you gotta get in the market. Housing is never gonna stabilize. Interest rates pretty soon are only gonna have one way to go, and that's down. And that brings me to my next question we get asked is, an adjustable rate mortgage, is it a good idea? I've been in real estate 16 years. Until COVID came, it was always a risk. But now that interest rates are so high, adjustable rate mortgages are a very good idea. That's all I'm gonna speak on it. I recommend speaking to your local lender for more information on that. Okay, so I hope I helped paint a picture of clarity. I'm gonna leave you with one last nugget. Sellers, if you can, hold out for about a year. Your house is gonna be worth much more than it's worth now. Buyers, you wanna get your purchase done before a year because you'll be paying a lot more money. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to email me, DM me, comment below, whatever. Thanks for watching.